Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and of course give this video a big thumbs up if you love DIYs as much as I do. So these 3 DIYs that I'm going to show you today are miniature versions of ones that I have already made in the past. I thought this would be a really cute, easy, fun idea. So the first one, we are going to be making a little miniature washboard. So what you're going to need is some heavier, thicker paper, and then I'm using this floral paper that is going to go in the top part of the washboard. And then you're also going to need these little wood blocks from Dollar Tree. It's like their little Jenga blocks. And right now I'm just going to go ahead and lay them out before I start gluing them. And then once I get them in place, I'm going to take my hot glue gun and start gluing them together. Next, I'm taking this brown Waverly wax color that I need to get more of because it's almost gone, and I'm just going to be using this as a stain. So I'm mixing it with a little bit of water, and then I'm just going to go ahead and paint the washboard with this, and you are going to need about 2 coats just to get it completely covered. Next, I'm taking that thicker paper that I found and I'm going to cut it. You're going to want to make it really long, this is going to be the actual washboard part, and you're going to want to make it long because you're going to be folding it into like an accordion style. So first I'm going to head outside and spray paint it with this gray spray paint, and then when I bring it back in, I'm going to do my galvanizing method for it. And then, so now I'm taking that floral paper and I'm cutting a spot that's going to fit in that very top part of the washboard. And you're just going to cut that out to fit and then go ahead and glue that in. And now that that paper is dry, I'm going to take my platinum acrylic paint with my little sponge, and I'm going to sponge this paint onto the gray paper. And then once this dries, it will look like completely like it's galvanized. It'll look like a piece of metal. It's pretty cool. And then once that dries, you're going to start folding it back and forth and kind of make it look like a little accordion. And then this is going to go in, you're going to glue it right into the washboard, like in between the little pieces. And it's going to look like an actual washboard. I thought this was so cute. Alright, for this next one we are going to be making a little miniature ladder, and again I'm going to be using these little wood pieces from Dollar Tree, and right now I'm just kind of setting them up to see how I want it to look, and then I'm going to go ahead and start gluing them together. Next, I'm taking that same paint mixed with water and I'm going to paint the little ladder the same color, and this one did need 2 coats as well. Next, I'm taking some of that same floral paper and I'm actually going to make like a little towel out of this and just drape it over the little ladder on like the very top. So I'm just measuring out to see the size that I need, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue it onto the ladder. Alright, for this last one, we are going to make a little miniature scale, and for every single one that I made, I have a larger version of these. The scale and the ladder I did make, the washboard was actually my grandpa's, and I just kind of refinished it. So I will link all of those videos down below if you guys want to check those out too. So for this one, I'm just taking 3 of the little blocks at the very bottom and gluing those together, and then I'm going to take 2 and kind of glue it on top of that. And then I'm going to be taking these tiny little wood dowels that I had from, I think they're from Home Depot. I used them for another project, and I'm going to cut 2 tiny little pieces, less than probably ½ an inch, and those are going to be at the very top, and then that is what the actual scale part is going to be glued onto. Next, I'm just taking my sanding block and I'm just going to sand them a little bit, and then I'm going to hot glue them onto the little blocks. Now I'm taking that same little face that I used on my larger scale that I found online. I will link everything down in the description box for you guys to check out. And what I did with this is I just printed it at like 50% rather than 100% so that it was a lot smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out and then glue it onto some poster board to just make it a little more sturdy. Okay, for this next part, I'm making like the actual scale portion, like the little tray part. I could not figure out what to use for this. So I decided to use some poster board. So what I did was I traced out my little sanding block because I figured that would be a good size. And if you guys have something else to use, I just could not figure out what to use like for that part. I wanted to use something I already had in the house. So what I'm doing is cutting that out, and I'm making little slits on each corner so that I can fold it up and have them have like a lip on each side. Well, once I started gluing this, I realized that it was a little too rectangular and I wanted it to be more square. So then I ended up cutting a little bit off of the end, and then I made 2 more slits, and then I did like the little edges on it. And now I'm just going to hot glue the little tray onto the actual scale, and I don't know, I was just, it's definitely not perfect by any means, but I was trying to use stuff in the house, and I think once it's all said and done, I think it turned out pretty darn cute. Now I'm going to take the little scale outside and just spray paint it with this flat white spray paint, and now once that has dried, you can go ahead and glue the little face onto the scale, and then I'm going to take a little bit of my black paint and just kind of put paint around the edges to just make it kind of look a little more distressed and a little more farmhouse-ish. And there you have it, a cute little miniature scale. I think this turned out so stinking cute. Let me know down below which one was your favorite, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you all soon. Bye.